So these are the video notes for Class 1 in Section 2. I lost my remote, so I'm going to have to go back and forth to the camera to turn it off and on. So that's that. What I want to do here is I want to show, to begin with, Shiva Shakti Mudra, which is basically connecting the Shakti, the earth, with the sky, Shiva, and that's the purpose of that particular thing. And the 5 rites. The 5 rites of rejuvenation, the 5 Tibetans. There's many people who've introduced it in different ways. On the internet, primarily, people do it like it's a Hatha Yoga set. The way that Sunyata taught it to me, it's anything but. It's more like a Tai Chi, a fast-moving Tai Chi set. So to begin with, we will have Shiva Shakti Mudra. I want you to stand with your feet about shoulder width apart, your feet parallel, the knees are soft, the tail is slightly tucked. There's a sense of a string pulling you from the Bindu point in the center of in the top of the skull. So there's a nice sense of extension, going all the way through the spine. The joints are loose and open, so energy can flow, or Shakti. And you begin by drawing up the root lock at the same time that you draw the energy from the earth. You draw it up to the heart, and you give it as an offering. You open up to the heavens, and you bring the energy down through your body and into the earth. I'll show you the movement from the side. So I will begin with 3 of them. The hands on the way down will cross at the third eye and the sex center. So we begin. Really open your heart up. Cross the third eye and sex center. And again, draw it up to the heart. Give it the offering to the heavens. And down, all the way into the earth. And as the final move, you ground yourself into the earth. Now I do that at the beginning of every time that I do the 5 Tibetans, or the 5 rites. It helps my body get prepared so that I can make the best that I can of how the way that the exercise benefits me. Now the 5 Tibetans, I will describe each one and then I'll go through the whole sequence. So to begin with, there's one thing that's a little unusual. The arms are stretched out, and what we do is we draw the energy in through the left, through the heart, and out the right. And what we're doing is we are forming, or we're charging the auric egg that surrounds the body. We will turn with the left hand coming forward. Like so. And you can make little steps. If you're teaching a class, advise the students to pivot on the ball of one foot. That way they will not wander and bump into each other. So my son named that one, when he was 6, he named this one the helicopter. The next one is done on the knees. The second finger is put across the crease in the butt, and it's crossing the meridians in the back of the leg. As you inhale, you reach up and back with the head, and you reach forward and up with the heart. And you exhale with a ch sound. Now notice that the shoulders are drawn back as you go up. And as you go forward, the shoulders roll forward, you open up the back. So, the other thing to note with this one, and this is only after you know, after you've gotten pretty used to it, you kind of know the basic moves, then I found that if I include a slight spinal wave, it feels like it charges the cerebrospinal fluid and probably increases the circulation. So I lead with my pelvis, and the wave goes up my back, looking like this. Like so. Okay, the next one is on the back. And what you do is you draw the legs up. Now, if you have students that, or if you have some lower back problems, like an SI joint problem or something like that, you just want to be very gentle with that area. So you pull the knees up and then straighten. If you have a strong core, then you just draw the feet up, drawing the toes back towards the body. Like so. Okay? At the same time that you do that, you raise the hands and the head. So the whole movement together looks like this. Now, one little tip that really helped me a lot was to begin it with a root lock. When I begin it with root lock, then the whole movement becomes easier. The next one after that, and now my son called that one the rattlesnake tail. Oh, I forgot to give you the name of all of them. The first one was helicopter. The second one was a sneezing camel. The one on my back was a rattlesnake tail. And this one is called breaking tables. So you place your hands about where the joint of the hip is. And what you do is you draw the hips up in a scooping motion and then down. Like that. Now, if you're just learning this, just go straight up and down. And for now, I'll do it straight up and down. But in time, what you'll want to do is you'll want to get that movement, that articulation of the spine. But this is just straight up and down. Like that. Only move as far as feels right to you and just a touch more. Final one. My son named Flying Dolphins. And it's up dog, down dog. The most important thing to remember on this one, as with all of these, because this is a yoga set that is intended to stimulate the chakras, the glands, and in particular, raise the Shakti through the body. So it begins with up dog, down dog. But it's a constant flow. And when you make the movement, you extend your head forward. It's almost like casting a fishing, pretend you're fly fishing or something, casting a fishing line out. And this is what it looks like. Okay. And then we finish it up with Om Ahum. And the Om in Om Ahum. Oh, I forgot something. Another thing that Sunyata added that I've not seen elsewhere that I think works great is between each movement, you tap the third eye and the medulla and then brush your aura. When I do the whole set together, I'll do all of it together. So I will begin with the Shiva Shakti, then I'll do the 5 rites, and I'll do it with all the pieces together so that you can begin watching at that point and go through the whole thing. I will do it 3 times, okay? Normally you would do 3, 7, or 21 times. Okay, Om Ahum. Now, the important thing in that is that there's a channel that goes through the hand like this and it comes out the palm right there. It might help to tickle that channel just a little bit. And then when you do the Om, you place your hands here, just above the third eye. And when you intone the mantra, picture the mantra going out the third eye, right here. In fact, you might just tap it a little bit to stimulate it, so you can really focus on it. You picture the mantra going out the third eye and up that channel. And the sound is a short O and a long The vibration is at the top of the nose, so that you vibrate the cave of Brahma, where there's 4 important glands: pineal, pituitary, hypothalamus, and hippocampus. And it's Om. Ah is done to vibrate the center of the chest. To stimulate it, you might want to, this is just for practice. I mean, when you're doing the whole thing, it all goes together. But to get the feeling, the sensation of what this needs to feel like, you can take all fingers, and the fingers are earth, water, fire, air, and ether. You can take all those tattvic elements and tap the chest right in the center, right where the heart chakra is. And do it for a little while until it gets a little numb. And then when you go ah, you intone it as a red mist in this whole region. Om Ahum. This is ah. Ah. And you say it really soft like that. Hum directs the energy down into the sexual energy and then to the earth. So you might, just to get yourself prepped, you might do a few root locks or kegels to kind of get that area warmed up so it's more sensitive. Okay, do it a little bit. And then when you go home, you direct it from the power center on down to the earth. And you try to make the sound so that the whole body becomes like a hollow reed and vibrates. Okay, now I'm going to do the whole sequence for you. By the way, I just got to say, I didn't realize I was going to have to do this, and so I thought, where am I going to go that's some cool exotic place? My garden. That's cool enough. Before me I have Ganesha, Babaji, the 10 wisdom goddesses, the tantric goddess of abundance, and I've offered a little bit of rice and a little bit of sugar there. Behind me I have Kali and Shiva, and on the other side from the Venusian church, the couple who have abandoned all weapons and embrace. So, I'll do the whole works for you. If you're getting a little dizzy, you can point your fingers up, focus on the periphery of your vision, and slowly draw them together. Left thumb over right. tilt to the side and come up in a circle so that you contain the Shakti that you've generated. The mudra is this. Kalima. So the main points to remember while doing this process is it is all about flow, even more than vinyasa yoga. It's not about stretching. What you want to do is you want to charge and stimulate the joints, get the fluid flowing. You want to get the Shakti flowing. That is the purpose. Wow, that feels good. Okay. You know, one of my favorite videos of Turkish mountain music is this guy sitting in his garden playing this song and singing while there's chickens running around in the background. Here we are. My chickens aren't here though, but normally they are. So the next thing on this particular class that is important is recovery rest. One of the things that, well, to begin with, I've led a very active life and for many years a very intense one. It was only possible through rest. I learned a resting technique through an Alvin Ailey dance seminar. By the way, they're a good troupe. They know their stuff. And I've used it ever since then. It's one of my favorites for when I just want to I don't have much time. I maybe come home from work or something like that. And I want to just recharge. I don't want to sleep. I just want to do a quick recover so I can get back and do more. And I will show you how it works. You lay on your back. And there's just a little bit of room here, just standard, so that the hips are neutral. The knees are up. The hands are resting on each shoulder. And what you do is you just relax all your muscles just enough so that you've got complete relaxation, except you're keeping your hands and your knees where they are. You do this for 20 to 30 minutes. If you start to snooze off,
what will happen is that your hands will either let go or your knees will come out. So it'll remind you to get back into that neutral point. That way you can recover and rest without having the problems involved in going to sleep. Simple, straightforward, I love it. The other part is this. Almost every tradition that I've studied is a dreaming tradition. Dreaming's important, it's not in the book, so we'll start here. There is a practice that is excellent for partners. It is a dream walking process where the dreamer is, picture my partner laying before me. And this is done at night. And the person who's the dreamer, their job is simply to drop into a state where images start and follow the images and kind of just keep that going. The watcher, the only thing the watcher does is simply watch the person, and when they start doing a little bit of REM, give them a bit, and then say, what do you see now? You do not suggest, and you do not try to drive that dream. Dreams are sacred messaging. So only every once in a while, just enough to help that person who is the dreamer, to help them on that edge so that they can stay aware throughout the entire dream process. The dreamer, and you'll have to work this out with each other, the dreamer should be able to, after a while, go into the first stage of hypnagogic dreaming. And at that stage, there's images coming up. You're still very aware of your body and so forth. And every time your partner asks, what do you see now? Just make it very, very brief. So for me right now, I seem to be in one of my favorite places. I'm walking down a trail that is made of ground crystals. And a lot of the plants and things like that around me are crystalline structure. So I'm walking down the trail. There's red glass roses on the tree that is right over there. And that's all I say. And oh, by the way, I don't wave my hands around and stuff. I'm just laying there doing this. And then the watcher leaves them for a bit, lets them go, and pretty soon, what do you see now? And in my case, I'm coming over the crest of a hill. There's a large valley below me, and this is a pretty familiar place. I go here a lot too. So just little things like that, just enough to keep it going. Then once you get more practice, then the dreamer drops into a deeper dream state. And in the deeper dream state, all of a sudden the dream becomes very technicolor, becomes rich, and it becomes very absorbing. So with practice, you go from that early state where there's just images coming up. You go from the early state, you go into the deeper state, and the dreamer is fully participating in the dream. And then you just, once again, all you do is say, what do you see now? And if they don't react, let them have the dream for a while, then repeat again. And you can work that out as you want between the two of you. But the goal is to get into a deep dream state and still retain your awareness of it. When it's complete, what the dreamer might want to do is just make a few rough sketches of some of the things in the dream, just a couple short sentences or paragraphs about what they saw, and that's all. Don't try to explain it. Don't try to make it anything else. If the dream's important, and you feel like you've really discovered something, but you don't know what the message is, if you're advanced enough, you go back into that dream. It's using dream walking. You go back into that dream. You start it up again, and you see where it goes. And you can repeat this as needed. So I'll be giving you a few tips here and there during the course of all this. And you know what? I just thank you for doing this, because, this is fun. And I'm going to order another remote so I don't have to get up and, and hit the button all the time. Have a great day.